Hey, everybody, how's it going? It's the Otter Samurai here. Welcome to another tier episode. Now that we finished Resident Evil 4 Remake, I figured I'd just kick back with random games. Maybe start an LP in the next couple days or so, but for now, let's do a tier list. So we are going to look at Disney and Pixar films today. My best ones, the worst ones, all that stuff. Let's go. Robin Hood. Oh, starting off strong. Nice. One of my top favorite furry crushes. He doesn't wear pants. How hot is that? And of course, somebody made a meme which I thought was hilarious. It's the white girl surrounded by black guys meme, but with Robin Hood and surrounded by rhino archers. And so it's like, you're not gonna get this joke now, but in 50 years later, they're gonna get it. Anyway, Robin Hood steals from the rich and gives to the poor. But what happens when the poor become rich? Does it steal from them again? Eesh. But Robin Hood's hot. The Sheriff of Nottingham, he might be a chunky fox, but he's pretty damn hot. All the wolf archers are hot. Everybody's hot. Everybody's hot in their own right way. A lot of people simp for Maid Marian, but I just go for Robin. Now this is the original Fantasia. Now this is a old film where it blends live action with musical animated segments. And it's okay. The best segments right here are the Sorcerer's Apprentice and Night on Bald Mountain, where a demon just comes out and throws a DJ party, and then Mickey messes things up by trying to become a sorcerer while Yen Sid, Disney backwards, does his own thing. But other than that, it's kind of boring. It's just classical music, which I like, but it's kind of mid. Dumbo! This one's a cute one. Dumbo's a cute elephant. He's adorable. Everybody loves him. The scene where he gets drunk is great. It's hilarious. And it's also terrifying to young kids. The Pink Elephants on Parade song. One of my favorite bits of the movie. And of course it has good old-fashioned family racism with the crows, who are stereotypical black guys. And not even joking, the main leader of the crows, his name is Jim. So, you know, Jim Crow. Eek. But it's a fun film. It's not bad. It's a B. It's a B for me. Now this... I swear to God, this drift on my stick is annoying. Stop! Why does my face have to itch now? Winnie the Pooh. Now this could be literally just all Pooh stuff. Or... Sorry, itch there. Might be a specific movie like the actual original Winnie the Pooh movies. I'm not sure entirely. But Pooh Bear, he's charming. He's adorable. All he wants to do is just kick back and eat food. It's relatable. Tigger's my favorite. Full of energy. He just loves to bounce around. Rabbit is kind of relatable, especially when it comes to chores. But Pooh Bear is pretty mid. I like him, but it's the whole franchise of Pooh Bear is just meh. Well, they are partner. Toy Story. Disney or Pixar's first full-length animated feature. This is a good one. Classic. When Sid gets taken over by the toys, that shit was so funny. I mean, yeah, kid gets scarred for life, but you know, it's his fault for messing with the toys. Woody's a great character. Buzz is a great character, though Tim Allen nowadays is... No, I'm not going to get into politics of it, but yeah. A rank. It's an A. It's an A film. Pinocchio, yok, 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 yok. The original one is good. The live action is, lame. Oh, a small wooden boy turned live thanks to the magic of the blue fairy. And she's like, "I'll make you a real boy. Just have to learn how to be a good boy for a real boy first." And Pinocchio's like, "Okay, I'm not gonna go to school. Okay, I'm gonna go disobey my father. I'm gonna go do stupid stuff that's gonna get me potentially killed." That's life. Am I learning lessons yet? I don't know. Maybe I didn't really feel phased as a kid, but the scene where Lampwick turns into a donkey and he's traumatized by it, I wasn't that scared. A lot of people said it was a scary scene. I don't know. Maybe I was just hardened towards it or something. I don't know. Inside Out. My life is sadness. In a nutshell. Not because it's sad or anything, but it's just I feel like sadness sometimes. with a mix of joy. I think, I don't know, this could be a theory, but anyway, Inside Out is about 5 emotions that live inside a girl's head and they're trying to control her. And then sadness messes everything up and runs away. Joy tries to bring her back. And while Joy's gone, the other emotions, anger, disgust, and fear, try to run everything, and it just goes haywire. And it had the death of a beloved character, and everybody got emotional. I'm like, oh. But no, I'm thinking of a theory. There's a theory. This is a personal theory. It could be, is headcanon, I guess. That Joy has a little bit of sadness in herself. Because if you look at the other emotions, they're just one color. I mean, apart from the clothes, obviously. But one color in general. Whereas Joy, she has two colors. She has yellow and blue. Sadness is all blue. So I think Joy has a little bit of sadness in her. And it does show. Up. This one's a cute one. I love Doug. Doug's adorable. Hi, I just met you, and I love you. Alpha is cool. Especially this little squeaky voice. It's so funny. And everybody's like, your voice sounds stupid. And he's like, I will kill you. Russell is actually kind of annoying, to be honest. I didn't really like him. Carl, I liked him. He was cool. He just wanted to fulfill his wife's wishes to send their house to South America. I'm guessing he would have just like died there. If it wasn't for Russell, he would just like lived his life in South America for the rest of the years. The Little Mermaid, part of Disney's Renaissance era. A really good classic. Pat Carroll's, rest in peace, as Ursula. She was great. She even played Ursula's sister, Morgana, in the sequel, which I thought was kind of cool. Under the Sea is one of my favorite songs from the film, of course. The plot's not bad. The Little Mermaid, she just wants to go explore the land of humans. And Daddy's like, no. She finds a prince, falls in love. And Ursula's like, hey, I'm gonna manipulate this so hard. Ursula is a gay icon, and nobody can tell me otherwise. She is a lesbian icon. Monsters, Inc. Oh, hold on. I can't believe it. I'm on the cover of a title card. Monsters, Inc. A society of monsters build energy using screams to power their lives. Until these two chuckleheads decide that they found a human mixed in with their stuff, and they realize that laughter is more powerful than screams. Sully. Let's just say, okay, being a furry and a bit of monster fucker, I would say Sully does things to me. He is hot. He was hot. I would sleep with him. Not gonna lie. The plot's not bad, actually, but it's okay. It turns from a tier list of favorite Disney movies to like Disney characters you'd want to fucking not fuck. No, I'm not gonna do that. Finding Nemo. God, I wish I could like Photoshop this image. It'd be like Finding Emo. Oh God, Dad, just let me touch the butt. Anyway, Nemo has a broken fin because his egg was saved last minute after his mom tried to save the eggs from a barracuda attack. And Marlin's like, I gotta protect my son. He's the only one left after all these eggs were eaten. And then he gets kidnapped, and they got to travel across Australia to find him. Wacky hijinks ensue with Ellen DeGeneres. It's not bad. It's an okay movie. And its sequel isn't bad either. The Incredibles 2. God, I hate this drift. Honestly, this one is about the same as the first film. I do like this one. It gives more female empowerment, making Mrs. Incredible the focus this time around, which I thought was kind of cool. She gets to be the heroine, and the villainess is pretty like obvious, but also like unexpected. I thought it was cool. I like her new suit. I like her new motorcycle. Jack is another major focus too, because his powers are more active, and they're all like, "Oh God, we got to control this. He can breathe fire. He can teleport. He can do all kinds." He's literally a jack of all trades when it comes to power, and Robert's not having any of it. It's not bad. It would be. Yep. See, films are starting to disappear. So, tier list. God, if they could give crowns to underrated films, this would be like the king of them. Treasure Planet, based on the pirate novel Treasure Island, but set in space, which is awesome. Jim Hawkins is a really cool dude. He's just a troublemaker. He ends up going onto a cruise to find a legendary treasure. Oh, to keep it away from the cyborg right here, Captain Bone. Bone. But everybody simps for the Captain Cat. Not me. I don't honestly don't even sim for the dog doctor. He's kind of a nerd. But the robot is annoying as fuck. I hate him so much. But setting wise, it's beautiful to look at. I just wish it didn't do that. God. The Lion King. Don't know why they used a live action cover for this one. But this was my first Disney film I ever saw in theaters when I was a kid. And in a way, it was my first introduction to Shakespeare, because The Lion King is Hamlet, but with lions. And its sequel is Romeo and Juliet, and the mid-film, Lion King 1.5, that's Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. So this is my introduction to Shakespeare and Disney. It was great. I loved it. The music is phenomenal. The setting is cool. I love African culture. It's kind of cool. I just can't wait to be king was one of my favorite songs. Mufasa can get it. And Simba, when he's an adult, can get it too, with that sly smile. Frozen! Here we go. Idina Menzel. Love her. She's amazing. She's fabulous as Elsa. I love her singing. The plot is kind of mid at best. I don't care if I get attacked by Frozen fans here. It's an okay film. And Frozen 2 is a step above, but not by much. Anna, who just loves to have adventures, wants to play with her sister who's got powers, and she's freaking out that Elsa accidentally hits her one day, and she's like, oh, I'm going to die. Oh, we're going to remove the memory of magic, but we'll keep the fun. Which is a weird magic. Just tell her she's got powers, and that she'll just try to get better. It's not that hard. Because fear controls her, and that's a problem. If she didn't have the fear, she would be totally fine. Then again, I probably wouldn't have a movie. There has been a theory going around that their parents, when they went out to go to a wedding, which happened to be their cousin's wedding, Rapunzel, their ship crashed, and they somehow ended up in Africa and gave birth to Tarzan. So there's a theory that Tarzan is their half-brother, in a way, and I'm like, I don't see it. But it's a really good film. I enjoy this. The Black Cauldron. Probably one of my favorite Disney villains of all time is in this film, the Skeleton King. He's just an undead dude who all he wants to do is raise the army of the dead to take over the world. And he is so terrifying to look at. He's so creepy. He is so gross, and I love it. Everybody else, honestly, is just kind of boring. The hero's boring. Princess Eloise, I don't know, Eiloween or something. I don't remember her name. The witches, they're like horny for the wizard all the time. And they're really kind of gross looking sometimes. And then Gurgi. Gurgi's not a bad character. He's kind of annoying. But he's kind of cute in a way, too. I'm a dog person, so he's a little doggy dude. But, when he spoilers ahead, but when he sacrifices himself in the end, it was emotional. But it's still a mid-film. I give props to the Skeleton King, though, that's for sure. He's awesome. I love him. Coco! I absolutely love any film that's not set in America for when it comes to Pixar or Disney films. Not that there's anything wrong with... Well, no, there's actually a lot wrong with America, but that's not focused on that right now. Story-wise, these are just more interesting. Coco, about a young boy who's just trying to live his life as a musician. His family don't want none of that because they say musicians curse their home. And he finds that he is a descendant of Ernesto de la Cruz, or so he thinks, and ends up stealing his guitar and ends up sending himself to the world of the dead during Dia de los Muertos. One of my favorite holidays around. After Halloween, obviously. The music's phenomenal. The settings are beautiful to look at. The characters are really charming. They're heartwarming. This is an easy S rank. I'd have to be un poco loco to say anything else. Yes, another underrated gem. Atlantis, the Lost Empire. This came at a time when Disney was having a tough time getting things together with their animation and all that stuff. Milo Thatch, I think it's Thatch, could be Thatcher, gets a team together to go find Atlantis using a journal, the Shepherd's Journal, I believe it's called. And he has the mole who has to do excavations. He's a freak. Dr. Joshua Sweet, who's a doctor who, like, his introduction is like, hey, Milo, fill these giant jars up. And he's like, with what? I don't know, cum, piss, I don't know. Vinny, the explosives guy, he's obsessed with explosives, but he used to run a flower shop. I forgot the little girl's name, but she's like a tough mechanic, and she's awesome. And then Rourke, the villain of the film, he gave the definition of surprise villain. He seemed like a cool, like, father figure to Milo in the beginning, who's really warming up to him. Everybody thought Olga was going to be the villain. And then Rourke comes in, does a 180, and like, I'm going to kill everybody and take all the treasure for myself. I don't care if anybody has to die as long as I get rich. But this is a good film. This is A rank. It's visually stunning. The music's cool. The plot's pretty cool. Dinosaur. This is my first D. It's not great. I'm not gonna lie with you. It's an early CGI film. The monkey that takes care of the dino, he's always horny for somebody. I think he's voiced by Titus from Final Fantasy X. I could be wrong. The dino, he's like, I'm just a monkey like everybody else. Oh no, I'm a dinosaur. Everybody love me. Come on. I'm gonna fight a T-Rex. Ooh, big dinosaurs, whatever. Tangled. Now, this came around the same time as Frozen, so this is like the Frozen era of Disney's revival and everything. This is better than Frozen. The story's great. It's the story of Rapunzel, who it's the German word for cabbage. Her name is Cabbage, which I think is hilarious. Eugene or AKA Flynn Rider, he's cool. Mother Gothel, she's a sassy bitch, and I love her. She's trying to, of course, she's trying to gaslight Rapunzel a lot, which is not cool. Gaslighting's never cool, but she's sassy about it. And I like sass. Sass is cool. The music's phenomenal. And at last I see the light. This is great. Great song. Yeah, see, films are disappearing on it. I really hate when it does that. Princess and the Frog. America's first Disney's first black princess, which I thought was cool. The music is phenomenal. The setting is great. It's set in like 1940s, I want to say. New Orleans. Right around Mardi Gras, which is a really cool, fun holiday. I need to go to New Orleans for that one day, by the way. Tiana is amazing. Naveen is an idiot at first, but then he grows on you. He's charming. Lewis is my favorite character in the film. He the big chonky gator, who's a bit of an idiot, but he just has the whole soul of a musician. And he really fights when he needs to. Tiana's best friend, Lottie, I love her too. She's sassy. She's rich. She's a rich white girl from the Southern Cotton Kings and all that. But she doesn't flaunt her riches. She actually cares for Tiana. She's not like, I'm better than you because I'm white, I'm rich, I'm powerful, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Tiana's her best friend. She'll do anything for her. She burned the whole cotton plantation or whatever her daddy's got, Big Daddy's got. She burned it all to the ground for Tiana if it meant making Tiana happy. That's how I like that. And one of the best villains for the modern Disney era, Dr. Facilier. He's got soul. He's got style. His music is phenomenal. And I'm always ready. Are you ready? Voodoo is great. Voodoo's cool. The Rescuers. Madame Medusa, the villain of this film, she's obsessed with finding a rare gem stuck behind a skull, and only a small child can go in. So she forces a young child to go into a pit, and the child could die, but she don't care. She just wants to make it rich. Rich bitch. So the young child sends out a message to the Rescuers Foundation, and Miss Bianca, who's a member, asks Bernard here, who's just a janitor. He's literally just a janitor, and she's like, "I like him. Let's go on an adventure together to go save this little girl." And Bernard is just like, oh God, oh God, oh God, what do I do? I love Miss Bianca, but I don't want to go into danger. Oh God. All right, let's do it. It's fun. It's charming. It's cute. It's the bee, though. There's also a. I never got to see it, obviously, because I've only seen the edited versions after. But there's a moment where the seagull is flying down, passing buildings, and if you pause it the right moment, you can see like a topless woman, like a legit topless woman, in the film. I thought that show was hilarious. Zootopia. I'd be lying to my own furry heart if I didn't say I absolutely love this film. Nick is a fucking fox, and he's hot. Well, obviously he's a fox, but he's fucking hot. I also find Clawhauser, even I'm not really into chunky guys myself in the real world, but I find Clawhauser cute. He's kind of adorable. But it's like racial tensions between predator and prey. You got world building of different districts, which is kind of cool. You got like a drug scenes. You got Breaking Bad references in here, which is awesome. Shakira has an amazing song at the end. This is easily an S-rank film. Not even gonna lie. The Fox and the Hound. This one was emotional. I'm not gonna lie. I love this film as a kid. Todd and Copper were the best of friends, but they were separated by their human owners because Copper's owner was a hunter, and he was a dickhead. And Todd's owner, she was a sweet old lady. But they would sneak off to play together, and they were so sweet together. They were the bestest friends ever. And then they got older, and they were forced to become enemies. And the scene where Todd's mother just like leaves him in the forest with and like forces him to stay behind. That got me choked up. It was sad. I was crying. It's a good film. It's adorable. Peter Pan. Hey, Wendy, let's go on an adventure. I'm going to take you to a place called Neverland, where you'll never have to get old, and you'll never have to worry about any trouble or chores or anything again. As Peter tries to convince Wendy, she's like, I'm going to pack my things, while Peter comes up with like a hatchet right behind her. Get ready for Neverland. That's just kidding. But he does take her to Neverland. Tinkerbell's pissed because she's like, I have the hots for Peter, not you. I flaunt my panties whenever I do, especially get stuck in a lock because I'm a sex appeal for the weird perverts out there. Captain Hook's a cool guy. Has a fear of alligators because one chomped his hand. And now he freaks out every time he hears a clock ticking because he knows the alligator's nearby. But he's a gay icon too. Because he's got that flair, he's got that sass. I'm pretty sure he's banging Shmi. It's a fun film. I like it. Actually, no, that's too high of a ranking. B is good. Monsters University, the prequel to Monsters Inc., where Mike and Sully go meet each other for the first time in college, which makes no sense because in Monsters Inc., there was a line that Mike said that him and Sully have been best friends since the 3rd grade. But whatever, continuity error aside, this one's a fun one. I like university campus settings for films, and seeing monsters just chill, trying to live life as college students. It was cool. The teacher, or the principal, she's actually a legit scary monster, I'm not going to lie. B rank also. I'd hate to have her as a principal. I'm just trying to do my best, and she comes in and is like, I'm going to fail you. The Aristocats. Everybody wants to be a cat. 'Cause everybody knows the cats is where it's at. I forgot the words, obviously. Aristocats. This beautiful white cat. God, I haven't seen it in a while. I honestly forgot their names. I'm sorry. This beautiful white cat. She, Duchess. That's it, Duchess. She's kidnapped by the butler because the butler overhears that the Duchess's owner, who's a crazy cat lady, who's also filthy rich. She's like, I'm leaving all my money to my cats. And my butler's going to take care of them for the rest of their days. And when they do die, and all their descendants die, then my butler can have the money. And the butler's like, oh, fuck no, I ain't doing this. I'm going to kidnap these shitheads, and then I'm going to get the money to myself. Hee 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 hee. But thanks to Thomas O'Malley and his alley cats right here, who are all like racial stereotypes, which I find fucking hilarious. There's no way they could do that shit if they do a live action remake. They're going to have to change all the cats. Except Thomas O'Malley, obviously. But he helps them. They get together as a nice little happy family. Other than that, it's a mid film. There haven't really been any stinkers. The Jungle Book. A young boy is taken in by a pair of wolves to be raised in the wild. And his best friend is Baloo the bear, and he's mentored by Bagheera the panther. And he gets into all kinds of crazy hijinks, like Louie and his monkeys who want to make fire to stop Shere Khan from getting at him. And Shere Khan, he may be an actual tiger, but that voice of his is sexy. I want to say it's Tony J? Shere Khan, either... I could be wrong. I think somebody else is voicing him, but for the cartoon, for Tailspin, which features Baloo as a pilot, Tony J is the voice of Shere Khan. It's an okay film, though, overall. Lilo and Stitch! I love Stitch, he's my bae. A nice little fish out of water found family story about a young Hawaiian girl and her sister just trying to survive, barely. Lilo is just trying to do her hula lessons. Everybody's picking on her because she thinks she's a freak, even though she's totally normal and she just has quirky interests. She gets Stitch, who she thinks is a dog at first. Turns out he's an alien. And she's like, "You're an alien? Oh my god, what the hell?" You got Gantu as the main villain, and he's obsessed with catching Stitch to reclaim his honor. Of course, he gets stuck. Jumbo and Pleakley are the comic duo of the film, where they're trying to get their honor back, and they fail miserably. But Stitch, I love Stitch. Stitch is bae. Stitch is my sweet bae. Cars! The first one. It's an okay film. I'm not really caring for racing films, but watching Owen Wilson as a car get his comeuppance and learn to be more humble than being the, like, I'm the best, you're never going to be better than me, like, shit-stained asshole that he is, get his comeuppance, is really nice. And then Mater's my favorite, because Larry the Cable Guy. But yeah, it's... Damn it, I hate that it does that. Alright, whatever. Y'all know my points. Ratatouille. I like Ratatouille. It's a fun film. Set in France, this rat wants to be a cook. He loves cooking. He loves doing all kinds of different recipes and everything. He ends up teaming up with a loser chef who turns out to be the son of Gustavo, the famous Gustave, or Chef Gustavo, whatever, one of those two. The famous restaurateur of Paris. And there's a shrimpy little a-hole who's like, I'm going to make sure he never knows because I want to sell the restaurant and make TV dinners and ruin Gustave's name for eternity. Ha 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 ha. But Remy's got amazing skills. I would love to eat any meal made by him. I don't care if it's a rat cooking meals. I would definitely eat his food. Mulan. Okay, first off, let me say the live-action version of this sucks. on so many levels. It's more the live action version is based off the epic war poem, the Chinese war poem, so it's not as like fun and adventurous as the cartoon. And there's no music. There's like no songs. So it's lame. And no Mushu either. The Mushu is replaced by a Phoenix character, doesn't even talk. It's lame, it sucks. This is the superior version. Anybody, all the others can just go to hell. Mushu's hilarious. It's Eddie Murphy as a talkative, sassy dragon. Mulan, she just wants to protect her family's honor, so she dresses in drag to go fight in an army in her father's place. She kicks so much ass. She's the only Disney princess with an actual body count. She murdered a bunch of Huns. And what's cool about the main villain, Shan Yu, there I had to think for a moment. Shan Yu, he doesn't care that she's a woman and a warrior because he's a Mongolian. Mongolians would even use women as their soldiers, so he's just more pissed that a soldier kicked his ass than anything else. The Incredibles, the first one. How would I know? Because Incredibles 2 is over there. This one's fun. I like a suburban family adventure film of like what superheroes do on their own time, and they just want to be heroes, but they can't because society sucks ass. Syndrome is a fun villain. He's rich. He's not powerful, but he's rich, and he's got the tech to back him up. And he's just like, his whole plan is like, I want to make everybody super. And then when everybody's super, nobody is. But he should have, and then Edna Mode. We are introduced to Edna Mode. I love her so much. She's so sassy. She's the fashion designer for all the superheroes, and she knows what is best for any superhero. No, this is an A rank. Tarzan. I love this one. This is a good one from Disney's Renaissance era. A boy rescued by gorillas after his parents were killed by Sabor the leopard, raised to be the Lord of the Apes, till he finds Jane and Clayton and the professor and wants to learn more about the human life. And then Clayton tries to come and takes all the gorillas, and I think because like in the previous films all the deaths were kind of like just suggested, but I think this might have been the first animated Disney film to show the legit show the aftermath of a villain death. Because spoilers, Clayton dies by hanging himself, not intentionally, but an accidental death. Now I could also be wrong on this, but I think Clayton may have been a relative of Tarzan's, because if I remember correctly, but it's been a long time since I've read Tarzan, so I don't remember. Tarzan's real name was John Clayton, so he was a relative of Clayton. This is easy in A rank. Hunchback of Notre Dame. Ooh, yes. Hell yes. It's set in Paris. The music is phenomenal. The settings is beautiful. Honestly, I hate the gargoyles. They're annoying side characters that didn't need to be in this film. But they were there for, for the kids, because it's a Disney film, and you can't make it too dark and depressing, because nobody will ever watch it. Quasimodo, the Hunchback of Notre Dame, he is just a beautiful soul. He's a sweet child, even though he was born ugly and freakish. Raised in the bell tower by Judge Frollo. Frollo takes him on because he'd killed his parents, and he was going to kill him, but the bishop was like, stop right there. You're trying to kill this child? You're going to go to hell. And in front of a church? Yeah, you're definitely going to go to hell. And Judge Frollo's like, oh, I don't want to go to hell. Let me raise the boy in the bell tower. That's fine. And then he gets horny for Esmeralda. Well, both of them do, technically. Quasimodo's more like an actual love. Frollo was entranced by her dance, and he's like, I'm going to fuck this gypsy. But I can't. That's a sin. Guess what? I'm going to burn all of Paris unless she loves me. Hellfire has the most phenomenal song. I love singing Hellfire and Out There. Those are like my two favorite songs to sing. Hercules. The kid-friendly version. Disney's Hercules is a fun film too. Stolen from his parents by pain and panic. Hades trying to kill him, because he got a prophecy that if Hercules fights, his plan to take over all the worlds will fail. But he fails to realize that as long as Hercules fights, even with no powers, Hades' plan is going to fail. So he was a dummy there. James Woods plays a phenomenal Hades. I love watching him as Hades. Just, I don't like him as a person, as reasons. But the music's fun. Susan Egan is great as Megara. Danny DeVito's Philoctetes. He's hilarious. I love him. They actually touch on some of Hercules' trials, like killing the Nemean lion, killing the Hydra. That was one of the tests. In the original mythos, I think it was Hercules' mother was jealous that Hercules was having a nice, peaceful life with Megara and his family, so she made him go crazy, kill them, and as penance, he was forced to go on these trials, like killing a giant lion, cleaning out these giant stables, killing the Hydra, doing all kinds of crazy shit. But Disney didn't want to show that, obviously, so they had to make it family friendly. Finding Dory. Dory goes on a journey to find her missing parents because she has memory relapses. Even though she has short-term memory, so she can't remember shit for too long, she somehow remembers her parents. So she goes on a journey to find them and takes them from Australia all the way to Monterey Bay in California for the aquarium. But my favorite characters, there's otters, cute little otters. They do like cuddle piles, and it's so fucking cute. I love them. But my favorite characters are the seals, especially Gerald. Gerald's like derpy. He's got a bushy eyebrows, a derp expression on his face, just a dumb expression. And the other two is like, you want to sit on the rock, Gerald? Come on, come sit on the rock. Get off the rock, Gerald, get off the rock. And they're barking, and he's like, ugh. That shit's so funny. But would I rank it higher than Finding Nemo? Nah. It's an okay film. And then you got Ed O'Neill as an octopus who just doesn't give a rat's ass, but he eventually warms up to Dory. Cars 3, I want to say? God, this one's... I barely remember this one. I only watched it once, and it was okay. It was just another racing film. Lightning McQueen was, like, feeling pressure because there's new and improved cars that were racing better than him. He wanted to be like, oh, I'm going to be the best car ever. And I can prove it by being myself. Boring. WALL-E! Cute little robot on Earth, spending life on post-apocalyptic Earth where everybody's left the planet centuries ago because they kept wasting it and destroying it. And now everybody's just a big old fat blob on a spaceship. WALL-E ends up finding life on the planet, and he ends up falling in love with a robot named Eve, who she keeps telling him no, but he keeps pushing it, so that's a little nose there. But she eventually warms up to him. She finds the plant. They go back to their ship, and the autopilot learns that he may be completely obsolete and useless if they go back to the planet. So he tries to destroy the planet, and he's like, no, I'm the one in control, not you, you fat sack of shit. But it's cute, it's charming, and it introduced a lot of people to Funny Girl, I want to say. Put on your Sunday shoes and that one, that musical. Toy Story 2. Introducing Jessie, the female counterpart to Woody, who doesn't even end up with Woody in the end, which is funny. Andy's a bit older, and they're just doing their own thing. And Woody is accidentally taken by the Chicken Man, or aka Al from Al's Toy Barn, who wants to sell him as a collection to Japanese investors. And so Woody's get kidnapped. All the friends got to save him. Woody's introduced to Jesse, Bullseye, and the Prospector. And they become friends. But then Woody's like, I got to go back to Andy. He belongs to me. I need to stay with him. And then Prospector's like, oh, fuck no. I'm getting out of my box. I'm supposed to be mid-condition. Screw y'all. Guess what? No. But is it good as Toy Story? Yeah, I would say. Toy Story's somewhere up there in the A ranks. I obviously disappeared again. The Good Dinosaur. This one's kind of boring. Not gonna lie. Arlo is the pussy dinosaur, gets caught up in a storm, separated from his family, trying to go back home. He meets this cave boy, because they become friends. But Arlo is just like, he's supposed to be this farmer's kid. He loses his dad in the storm. It's just boring. Wreck-It Ralph. What's life like inside a video game? You tell me. We're inside VR chat. No, just kidding. Ralph and Fix-It Felix are like bros because they run through the same game, but everybody treats Felix with like utmost respect because he's always fixing the house while Rex always wrecking the shit, obviously. And so Ralph, feeling like nobody loves him, he leaves his game and goes world hopping into different games, and he ends up meeting Vanellope, who is glitched out because of King Candy of that area, who's messing with her programming. And King Candy is the villain of the film because he's actually Turbo, a gaming mascot who went turbo, or like went crazy, causing his game to shut off and all the characters inside to die. But it's a really good film. The Sword and the Stone. This is another classic, the story of King Arthur before he became famous. He was just like a nerdy little kid who was forced to be a page squire for his brother, who's a knight, and his dad, who was a former knight. And everybody treats him like shit because he's just a weakling until Merlin shows up and teaches him about the outside world and teaches him like social skills and life skills to help him survive. And he actually learned from it. It's pretty cool. But the music's kind of boring. There's really some songs, but they're not that great. It's an okay film. Oliver and Company. Oliver Twist, but with a furry take on it. Oliver is this kitten who gets rescued by Penny. He gets pampered. First he was living with Dodger there and his crew of dogs and a hobo man voiced by Dom DeLuise. And the hobo man is in debt to Sykes, the main villain, who's this rich tycoon who isn't afraid to sick his dogs on people and like rip them shreds, to Dobermans. The music's fun. Billy Joel's Why Should I Worry is one of my favorite all-time Disney songs to play. I'm listening while driving on my Disney mix. I like it. It's fun. It's cute. Pocahontas. Now this story is wildly inaccurate. The real Pocahontas was like 14, while John Smith was like double her age or something. I can't remember exactly what the details were. She didn't even marry John Smith in the end. But she sees these new white people. She's like, oh, white people, who are they? Are they the white devils? Are they people like us? I want to see this. Colors of the Wind is a phenomenal song. Just Around the River Bend's another great song. The story itself is kind of bland. I do like the villain though, Ratcliffe. He's another gay icon. I'm feel like he's gay icon. Toy Story 3. All the toys are back together again now that Andy's grown up and going to college. They accidentally get sent into a donation pile. Or they were accidentally sent to the trash, but then they got saved and sent to the donation pile. And that's where they meet Lotso, who is kind of a dick. He pretends to be their friend, but then he's like, oh yeah, you guys gotta stay in the playground area where all the kids will break you to pieces, and they think it's funny and shit. They'll shove you up their noses, they'll try to eat your case, whatever. And then they have like a big old scene that people claimed it's like a reference to the Holocaust, but I don't see. Well, I mean, maybe I kind of see, but I don't want to freak people out. Oh my god, it's going off the charts. It's okay. It's an okay film, though. Alice in Wonderland. How do you get to Wonderland? This film is good when you are high. Just kidding. I've never been high in my life. I wouldn't know. But I like this film. It's whimsical. It's charming. It's weird. The live action ones are pretty good too, with Tim Burton directing them. The Cheshire Cat, I love him. He's sassy. Alice, she just wants to go home because all she did was follow White Rabbit. She got too curious, and then the curiosity got the better of her. She's like, oh god, fuck, I need to go, I need to leave. This is an A-rank film. The Queen of Hearts, she's a bitch, and I love it. Chicken Little. I think this was Disney's first first 3D film, and it kind of sucked. Chicken Little is just like, oh, I see the sky's falling, and something's falling on my head. What the hell? And his dad doesn't believe him. His dad's trying to be like, oh, it was just an acorn, guys. He's just talking about acorns. Everybody thinks he's freaking out over nothing. They all call him a freak. His dad never believed him until like the very end. And that's like bullshit parenting. But the music's good. I mean, I'll give it some props for, like, you know, being a first 3D film, so I'm not going to ding it too hard. Big Hero 6. Disney's first animated Marvel film, because this is a Marvel story. I love it. Baymax is adorable. He's bouncy. I don't know if fluffy would be the right word. He's pudgy, but he always wants to help. That's all he does. Hiro Himada. He decides to become a superhero after losing his brother to a fire, and he just wants to get revenge on the Kabuki man. But he ends up losing himself along the way till his friends remind him. His friends, which are his brother's friends, they all become heroes too. With Fred being my favorite, with the whole demon bodysuit thing and just breathing fire. It's like, welcome to Mikasa. That's French for front door. I love him. He's awesome. That was B rank. The Great Mouse Detective. They put burlesque mice in this film. It was weird. Basically a Sherlock Holmes story, but as with furries. Great Mouse Detective Basil. He's here to find this little girl's father who was kidnapped by Ratigan and his gang. Ratigan, the most sassiest gay mouse or gay rat ever, and I'm not gonna lie, he's straight up gay. At least I feel that he's way sassy, way gay. He has a flair for style and a flair for musicals, and he's voiced by the bisexual icon Vincent Price. So there's obviously the clue right there. Other than that, it's the final confrontation was crazy, but other than that, it's kind of a mid story. It's fucking wild. Aladdin. A young street rat is gained a second chance at becoming famous and fabulously rich thanks to the maniacal rantings of Robin Williams, aka the Genie. Gets his wishes, becomes a famous prince, tries to win the girl, but ends up lying to himself and lying to her. The music is phenomenal. Friend Like Me, Prince Ali. Jafar is one of my favorite villains. His sass is amazing. And of course, you got Gilbert Gottfried as Iago. Gilbert Gottfried, rest in peace. Bambi. A cute widowed deer who has to survive in the forest after his mother was shot, and his father is the king of the forest, or the prince of the forest. And so he has to be like, come, Mammy, I will shoot you. I will teach you the ways of our forest, so you may survive. It's boring. Bambi's cute, but it's a boring film. The Emperor's New Groove. This movie is nothing but pure sass. Everybody's sassy with each other. You got David Spade as Kuzco, John Goodman as Pacha, Eartha Kitt as Yzma, who's awesome. She has a song that was originally going to be in this film, but they cut it. Block Out the Sun, I think it's called. I can't remember. And then you got Patrick Warburton as Kronk. Kronk's awesome. He's stupid. He's an idiot, but he's lovable. He's a lovable idiot. Everybody is completely sassy with each other. Kuzco is turned into a llama by Yzma because Yzma is pissed off that she wants to rule the kingdom, and he's just an arrogant prince who does whatever the hell he wants. He fires her. She gets pissed. Turns him into a llama. She wanted him dead, but she gets a llama instead. And so now she's got to go on a hunt to hunt him down. He's just trying to... He gets a life lesson in the end and be more respectable. This is an S rank. Easy. They're all over the fucking place. I hate that. Beauty and the Beast. This is a beautiful one. One of my all-time favorite Disney Renaissance films. Beast is fucking gorgeous. He's hot. The music is phenomenal. Don't mind the long pause there. The music is phenomenal. Belle's an amazing Disney princess. She does have severe Stockholm syndrome, though. So like, she wasn't supposed to be there, but she ends up falling for the Beast along the way. Probably because of the library. She loves books. She loves reading. She's like, oh, fuck yeah, books. I love reading. This is fucking great. Beast is hot. She learns to love him. And his real name, I learned this a while back, thanks to a statue. But his real name is Adam. So he's never been acknowledged by that title, or by that name. He was always called the Beast. And then you got Gaston and LeFou. LeFou is gay for Gaston. Gaston's just an idiot, doesn't even realize. Sleeping Beauty. My favorite Disney villainess right here. Maleficent. Girl, you are sassy. Cursing a baby just because you weren't invited to a party. Aurora's a beautiful princess. She's got grace, beauty, charm. She gets cursed because she's stupid and falls under the spell. The good fairies, Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather, they try to save her, but too late. Other than that, the story's kind of boring. The story's not much to look at, except for Maleficent. She's Queen Bee. I'll put a B. Give it a B for being the sassy bitch. Cars 2, the one where Mater becomes a spy. I vaguely remember this one too. I don't really care for it. Not gonna lie, it's kind of boring. Cinderella. A girl forced into servitude by her wicked stepmother and stepsisters. She longs to go to the ball. And when she gets to the ball, she gags. Just kidding. She ends up meeting the prince, falling in love with him. Who, by the way, his name is Henry. It's Prince Henry. They never say his name, but it's Prince Henry. Or Henri, because he's French. The fairy godmother's awesome. Her song Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo is great. But the story itself is boring. 101 Dalmatians, Cruella, the sassy bitch. She's like an old lesbian, I swear. All she wants to do is run her fashion empire. And she wants to make a fur coat out of Dalmatians and wants to skin them alive and make a puppy coat. Which is fucked up, obviously. Pongo and Perdita are cute dogs. They have like 15 puppies together, and then they rescue the other, whatever number is, 83. No, 85. Whatever. I don't know. There's too many puppies. Anyway, there's a lot of dogs, and Roger and Anita, they're going to have to deal with a lot of dog shit, and they're going to get poor from all the dog food they have to buy. But it's another one of those films that are like fun to watch, but they're kind of mid. Lady and the Tramp. Bella Notte. Beautiful song right there. This is the moment where they share the spaghetti. She nudges the meatballs like, I like the Simpsons parody of it, where like they're fighting over the spaghetti, and then Homer just like eats her whole head. You're one of the more classier bitches I've actually hung out with. It's like, oh, thank you. You use bitch in the proper term. Ladies from a rich family. Rich family owners. Tramp is obviously like just a stray, doing whatever the hell he wants. The Siamese cats, they changed them up for the live action remake, obviously because you can't be like racist towards Siamese, but the Siamese cat song is a really fun song, even if they're like, we are Siamese if you please. This is another one that suffers from boring storyline because there's really not much to do in that one. He's a Tramp is a good song though. Brave. I'm gonna be shit for my own freedom, because I'm a willing, strong princess from Ireland, and I turned my mother into a bear because I want her to understand me. Better. I like Brave. Brave is awesome. Brave's great. Merida is one of my favorite princesses. She's sassy. She's strong. She's willing to fight her own battles. She turned her mother into a bear by accident. She didn't realize that the witch's spell was going to do that to her mother. But she just wanted her mother to understand her more. But as the Pixar films go, this is definitely S rank for me. 4 more. Snow White. Disney's first animated feature. If you don't count Oswald the Rabbit and all that. But first feature film. A young girl who's been aged up in this one. In the original story, she was like 8 or something. She's just trying to live her life, be nice and calm. Her mother, who Hildegard, I want to say is the name of the queen. She's like, who's the most beautiful? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? And she's so fucking vain. She wants to be the most beautiful, and Snow White beats her on that, so she gets pissed, and she gets hired as a huntsman to stab Snow White and rip her heart out. He's like, now I'm the fairest in the wall. Fuck you, bitch. But Snow White is saved by the huntsman because he feels for her, and she gets saved by 7 dwarves, who are awesome. Dopey and Grumpy are my favorites. Grumpy because he's a sassy asshole. Until she eventually like falls for the oldest trick in the book, eats a poison apple, dies, and then she's rescued by a kiss from the prince. So, whose name is Florian of all things. God. I remember a comic where like there's a scene, it's a post scene where like all the dwarves are around Snow White's body, crying because she's dead and everything. Prince Florian comes up. It starts kissing her and starts licking her face and everything. The dwarves just pull out a phone like, hello, police? Not bad in that movie. Moana. I like Moana. Moana's a fun adventure. The Rock playing Maui, he's a fun character. Though I think his ego has kind of gotten a little bit bigger than like it should be nowadays. Moana's voiced by... I'm not even going to pronounce her name, but she's this Hawaiian actress. This was her first film, like, ever. And I was surprised and pretty impressed with that. She did a phenomenal job. Her singing is amazing. The story's amazing. She just wants to, like, leave her island to try to find a way to break the curse that Te-Fiti, or Taka, is placing on all the islands, cursing the land to, like, wither and die because the heart of Te-Fiti's missing. And so once she goes on a quest to find Maui to get the heart of Te-Fiti to return it and apologize for the mess. Fascinating. Fantasia 2000. Again, same thing as Fantasia. Live action mixed with animated segments, all classical music. The only one they did that was repeat was the Sorcerer's Apprentice. But this one's kind of more boring than the... No. The scenes are more visually appealing because it's a more recent film, but it's still pretty boring. A Bug's Life. Flick, this annoying little bug who's like, I want to help this island, or I want to help my colony get food, and then he tries to make inventions, and it destroys everything, and everybody loses all their food, and the crickets and the grasshoppers come, led by Hopper, who decides that if they don't get the food within a certain amount of time, they're going to kill everyone and just take the hill for themselves. So Flick goes on a mission to find bugs to help find them. He ends up finding a bunch of circus bugs, and he thinks they're warriors. And he's like, oh, I'm going to help them help me. And everybody's like, oh, cool, warriors, awesome. And then the truth comes out, and they're like, fuck you, Flick, we're going to die. But thanks to Flick's ingenuity and the skills of the circus performers, they're able to scare Hopper and his crew away. But it's an okay film. But yeah, okay, except for obviously the big empty spaces here, because this world needs to be fixed, like, really badly. But as you see, those were my lists for Disney films, Pixar films, which I thought were the best and the worst. But everybody, thank you so much for following along. The episode will be up on YouTube later, under the Otter Samurai. Hit like, subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next video, whenever that may be. See ya.